Hey, do you have ancestors in your family tree that have multiple facts, like names and births and marriages and death facts that, are just kind of clogging up your Ancestry.com profiles, your ancestors' profiles that have too many names, too many births, too many death facts in your Ancestry.com profiles? Do you know how to clean those up properly? Let me show you how to get those facts organized so that you can focus on the real work of researching your family tree. Hey, welcome back to another episode on Genealogy TV. My name is Connie Knox. I am a lifelong genealogist here to help you go further faster and factually with your family history research. Now, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so that you get notified each time I upload a video. Genealogy TV has a website, a newsletter, and a Facebook page. Make sure you're hooked up with all those. And hey, by the way, if you are subscribed to the newsletter, then you'll get an automatic email in your inbox every time I upload a video. All right. Now, this is not sponsored by anybody. It's not sponsored by Ancestry or anything. I just happen to like Ancestry, and I play a lot in the Ancestry space. And so I'm going to show you how to do this and how you can clean up your ancestors' profiles. Now, there is a handout for this. If you want the handout, you need to join the channel membership, and you'll be supporting Genealogy TV as well. You'll need to join at the information access level, get the handouts. Not only this handout, but all the handouts that I produce. All right, let me ask you, do you have like maybe 4 or 5 or more birth facts for any one ancestor? Or maybe multiple marriage facts for the same marriage? How on earth did that happen in the first place? I'm going to show you how to avoid that from happening and how to clean up what's already been done. So let's jump over to the computer. Hey, one thing before we get started that I wanted to point out was don't feel like you need to clean up every profile in your entire ancestry tree. Just clean up the people that you're actively working on, and then as you come across them, clean them up as you go. Today I want to make sure that we are talking about ancestor profiles and not your profile with Ancestry. This is not a conversation about how to clean up your account with Ancestry. This is talking about how to clean up the profile of an ancestor. Now, this particular person, Molly Mary Parks, she was born in Wilkes County, North Carolina. I haven't looked at this profile in years. This profile and this line I haven't touched in a long time. But if you look at it at a quick glance, there's a lot of things wrong with it, and we're going to talk about how to clean it up. There's things wrong with the name. We've got multiple births. We've got multiple sources. We're going to clean up all of that. We've got multiple marriages here to the same person, and we've got multiple deaths. Now, why did this happen in the first place? Most likely, years ago, when I didn't know any better, I probably was importing information, merging information in from other trees. Clearly, I must have done that because I see the One World tree here and the family data collection, and I was probably importing stuff quickly to do part of this tree as what we now call a quick and dirty tree. And so I was importing information. There was I was just kind of getting it on the tree so that I could go back later and investigate. Well, here I am probably a decade later or so, and in looking at this, I can tell you exactly why this imported so many times with the same birth information and the same facts is probably because when I was importing or merging information, I was selecting all the children or all of the, in this case, she doesn't have any parents listed. So it was probably from, I don't know, Joseph Walls or some other person, and it was naming her also. And instead of ignoring that at the bottom of the list, I was just importing it. And so now I have tons of duplicate facts. All right, so here's how we're going to do this. First of all, let's take a look at the name. So the name here, Molly Mary Parks. Now, Ancestry has told me, and I'm telling you, that they don't like necessarily putting anything in quotes. Okay, here we have the single quote mark, whatever that's called. So we want to remove that because it kind of goofs with the algorithm. We need to clean that up. And if we also notice, we've got Molly Parks as an alternate name, Mary Parks as an alternate name, Molly Parks again, and Mary Parks again. So we don't need all of these. But before we go and clean this up a little bit, I want to see which of these names. This one is the one that is associated with her name up here. So it's this first one, the primary name, that you're going to see up here in the top. And I see that by highlighting it, it's not connected to any sources. And quite frankly, I don't have any decent sources here. The One World Tree in the family data collection. The One World Tree is kind of a collection of all the trees put together, and it's really not anything that you can drill into. There's no source information associated with it. Same goes with the family data collection. We can't really seem to drill into that either. I believe that is an old database that was imported into Ancestry back many, many years ago. What we're going to do is we're going to edit this primary name, and we're going to have one alternate name. Now, I believe Molly to be her nickname based on the quotes. So we're going to leave Molly Parks as a alternate name, but let's look at something. If I click on this, it is attached to the old family data collection record set. But this one here is attached to the One World Tree, which is fine, but we can merge these two together. They're really not merging. We're actually going to delete one of them, and we're going to attach this One World Tree to this one. So we're going to remove this one right here. This, by the way, won't go away. It will stay in the source list. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit this, and we're going to delete this. All right, now we have one alternate name called Molly Parks. Okay, we click on that. It's associated with only this one, but we're going to add this as well. So we're going to edit this alternate name, Molly Parks, and we're going to come down to the sources, and we're going to add the One World Tree. I don't know which one it was. Let's just pick one. This is a service mark. Why they have it on here and not on this one, I don't know. All right, so now we have, when we click on the alternate mark, we have it attached to the two that we had before. All right, so now we have Mary Parks. Well, we're going to make this one, we're going to remove the Molly from this and just make her Mary Parks. And she's going to have an alternate name of Molly Parks, which will make the algorithm search for Molly as well. So what we're going to do is we've got two sources here. This one is the one with the service mark, and this one here is with the family data collection. So what we're going to do here is we're going to remove both of these. Let's see which one these are attached to. Okay. We're going to remove both of these alternate names because we're going to make the primary name Mary Parks. So we don't need an alternate name that is the same thing. So I'm going to edit. And I'm going to delete. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to edit, and I'm going to delete. All right, so now we've cleaned this up to where we have one primary name and one alternate name. Now what we need to do, because we have Molly Parks here, we're going to edit the primary name to remove anything with quotes and the nickname. So we're going to back that out, and we're going to say save. So what we're going to do now, we've removed Molly Parks from the primary name. And we're going to add the source citations in because, quite frankly, all three of these sources had Mary in them. And so now I'm going to double check that we have well, quite frankly, all the sources here attached to Molly. And so we're going to go ahead and add that service mark because it was added in one of them. All right, so now we have properly fixed the name for Mary Parks, who is also known as Molly. When we click on Molly, the alternate name, it is now attached to all three sources. When we click on Mary, it is also attached to all three sources. I cannot drill into these to verify that. When you do, this is as far as you get. There's no media attached. Associated Facts just shows this other information, and the citation details report back to a family data collection, an individual record from a very old database. So we're going to close that. All right, now we've cleaned up the names. Now we have multiple birth information Now we have an alternate year here. If we look at it, 23 August 1773, Wilkes County, North Carolina is the primary birth information. This is the exact same information here, and this is the same information here. This information is slightly different. So let's see what source that's coming from. The one with the service mark, the One World Tree. The primary isn't attached to anything. This information, which is the same as this information, is the service marked One World Tree. And this one is the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach this source to this data and remove the duplicates down here. Okay? So here we go. We're going to edit. We're going to go to Source Citations. And we're going to add the One World Tree with the service mark as the source. Okay, so now we're back. We still have these alternates. We don't need these anymore. So I'm going to delete them. And I'm going to delete this one. And now you can see that we have just the two birth facts. Now I'm going to leave this here as 1772, and this one source is going to be that one database that we can't drill into. Okay, so the one primary birth now is associated with the One World Tree, and the alternate is associated with the One World Tree, but I'm going to leave it there for now. All right, so I've got the same problem with marriage records. All right, so here we have 1796, Wilkes County, married to Joseph Walls, and these are his years of life. And then this one, which appears to be almost exactly the same. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this one in purple because I already have this one here, which actually has more information. See, this one up here in purple has the location. This one does not. So I'm going to leave this primary one alone, and I'm going to delete this one because it's going to the same source. All right, now death records. We got the same problem with the death records. So I'm going to quickly update this. So we've got, in this case, we don't have the location information, but we do down here. So in this case, what we want to do is probably make this one the primary and delete this one. We can also take this information because it's the same year, and we can add this source to this one. So we're going to make this the primary. So I'm going to hit edit, and I'm going to say preferred. All right, so that's going to rise that one to the top, and I'm going to close. And now the one that has the location of death is the primary, and this one is now the alternate. And so before I go anywhere and delete this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach both of these sources to this one. So I need to add the One World Tree source to this one, even though it's probably the same source. I'm going to do it anyway. Now we have this other alternate, which is just a duplicate. So I'm going to delete this one. This is the one that was the primary before, and I'm going to delete this one because it doesn't have any new information or different information. And so now we've got one death record. So now we've cleaned this up quite a bit. I am keeping the alternate birth date in there because I don't know where it came from, and it might be the right one. It might be the one that's correct. It might be 1772 that this guy, this woman, excuse me, was born. And now we got it down to one marriage record. We got it down to one death record. And so we have also managed to clean up the sources. We've cleaned up her name. We've merged all of the unnecessary birth information. We deleted unnecessary marriage and death information. And just taking a quick glance over the rest of this, I don't see any duplicate names here. Sometimes if you have, you know, two people with the same name attached to the same person as a child, that's an indication that you have duplicates in the children. So we're good there. I don't know that I want to change the, you know, I don't feel a need to merge these or delete one of them because it might be two different record sets coming from Ancestry. I don't know. Let's look at the hints for a moment. Ancestry member trees from 10 other public trees. This might be something I want to review. This is where you can accidentally add duplicate people. So let's pretend for a moment that I'm just in a rush, and I'm going to select all the trees, and I'm going to review the selected. So here I had selected all of the sources of people. Just selected all the family trees that were out there that have these people in them. And so Ancestry has collected all of that information for me. So this says Wilkesboro. This is actually likely correct because that whole clan was from Wilkesboro. But then we scroll down, we've got potential parents, which would be a new people. I'm not going to merge those in right now because I don't have any evidence. What I want to show you is, okay, so this Joseph Walls is a match to this one. But if I scroll down and I see that I have a John, these are children of from other trees. So we've got Mary, Millie, Molly Parks, and Joseph Walls. Okay, so there's multiple different names for the same woman. And we've got John here, John Boyd. We've got James. Here we have another John. This one doesn't have, well, this one has a birthday to 1795. This one has a birthday to 1799. This John, same birth date. Look at this. Same birth date, same place, same guy, right? Same death date and everything. But if I had chosen this and this, like if I just clicked them all and said, I'm just going to import them all, I would end up with duplicate people, which then I would have to go back and fix later because this is going to import a new person. See, new person right here. And it's going to import information from the guy that already exists. This guy already exists in my tree right here. And so by doing it this way, I would end up with two John Walls, same guy. I typically don't pick the children and I go back and look at the evidence and go, okay, yes, maybe that is correct. So we have a Rachel and a Jacob and a Carolyn and another Jacob. Look at that. So see, there are multiple Jacobs here. This one's 1809. This one's 1810. That's probably estimated by a census record. And so again, if I had done this one along with the other Jacob, I would import two people. So I'm not going to do any of that other than I'm going to pick up this Wilkesboro because I know that to be true. Not a lot of people have source information for this woman and for Joseph. So I would then start the research process, not the search process. This is the research. This is where you start thinking, okay, let's look for evidence of birth. Let's look for evidence of marriage. Let's look for evidence of death beyond these very vague sources. Okay. We want records. So what I would then do is go start really kind of digging in and seeing if I can find some records, see if I can find the actual grave, see if I can find some good quality information. Now, this is quite a while ago. She was born in 1773, so records are going to be tough. And this is a very rural area of North Carolina, so it might not be so easy. This is where you want to create a good research plan. Sit down and strategize about what it is that you need to find. Here we have almost no records or evidence about this woman other than previous family trees. And so now let's see if we can get out there and find some records. There are a lot of places to look. This is also where you might employ the Trifecta Strategy if you're not familiar with it. There's a whole video on that as well.
If you found that helpful, please consider supporting Genealogy TV by joining the channel membership. And if you want the handouts, make sure that you join at the information access level. There are more videos on the screen for you now for your consideration and binge watching. It is time for you to go find your ancestors. So until next time, keep on climbing your family tree.